Tarumbeta italia katika anga.
Like this. That is how the trumpet will sound.
When I used to talk shit about hii country inaitwa Russia, people used to talk shit. And I used to say the truth about Russia. This was last year. Kila mtu alikuwa, si kila mtu, but a few of you alikuwa, nani Russia, US, unapenda kusifu US. But Russia is a piece of shit. And but apart from Russia kuwa piece of shit, of course the main thing is, one thing unafaa kurealize before you go to Russia for a job, especially these small jobs za sijui kufungua supermarket, you have to know Russia iko around Eastern European countries, and Eastern European countries are really poor. And so since they are really poor, it means that those jobs that you think you can get, the security guard, the working in a supermarket, what else was what walikuwa naambiwa hapo, delivery, all those jobs can be done by Russians. That's number one. Russia is not an English speaking country, so how are you going to communicate to people in Russia in a supermarket? So you are being fooled. Literally what I'm trying to say in a million words is there are no jobs for Kenyans in Russia unless, number one, you can speak Russian, and number two, you have like some ridiculous qualification in some field that no one else in Russia has. Probability you are a physicist that cannot be found in Russia is next to zero. So any job unaweza lie to yourself you can get in Russia is not there. And that's why last year I was super confident, even before all this information came out, I was super confident that anyone who was being taken to Russia was being taken there to die. It was just using like the little information I have about Eastern Europe. Eastern Europe inakuwaga poor as fuck. That's just it. The only reason tufikiri Eastern Europe ni poor ni because wako na ngozi different na sisi. But think of funny countries. I think even akina Kazakhstan ziko huko Eastern Europe. Ni countries that thug rock mbaya. Hakuna job yote unazapata huko. All they are going to do is put a gun in your hand and ask you to go die. And why do they think you deserve to die? Ulicheki Duncan Chege akisema the people who are being taken to the frontline were Russian criminals, and then of course black people. Black people kwa nini tunachukuliwa tuko expendable? Because our politicians are full of shit. Najua. So hizo nini, like Eastern European countries are super poor. Like I think what to understand. Alafu unajua nilikuwa nafanya nini inaitwa research. Mm-hmm. And in research nilifanya hata last year, I remember talking about it. The average salary in Russia according to Google ilikuwa around $970, which came to around maybe 120k. Kuna Kenyans walikuwa nadanganywa watasainisha deal ya 13,000. You see, the only reason you can believe that is if you believe racism is not real. Then you'll believe that there's a white man who's going to take you from Africa and pay you more than they pay their own native Russians. That's never going to happen. The only people who take people from other countries and pay them more than they get in their own countries ni sisi. Mzungu akikuja hapa, unajua mzungu unaweza pata huko kwao alikuwa anafanya job ingine ya kipumbavu, akikuja hapa Kenya analipwa na ngozi yake. They are overpaid. So it makes Kenyans believe that tutaenda Russia uko overpaid.
Plus even I check kuna algorithm yangu yenye yugo what the Russians and what they think about this continent of ours. And they actually think the worst of it. Kuna yenye ulizwa like, would you want to go to Africa? Wanasema no, they are poor. They are sick. I don't know. They speak in pure disgust when it comes to the continent. So where would they want you there?
Yes, man. I think but as I always say, the white image of Christ really messed us up. Because the white image of Christ ilifanya a lot of people can't see how much walami utuchukia. Like hizi raya utuchukia. Alafu inakuwaga ni chuki ingine unreasonable. Unajua kitu moja interesting na sisi kama Afrika, tunakuwaga very receptive. Like ukicheki ma Chinese wakitembea Kilimani hakuna mtu anawachukia. The only time we jam na ma Chinese ni wakitufanyia ujinga. But sisi naturally hatukuagi na chuki nao.
Not in their business.
Walami hatunaga na chuki nao. Sisi wenyewe kwa wenyewe tunaweza jidharau, which is of course it's messed up. But sasa I think with that mentality, the fact at which, especially sisi kama Kenyans, let me maybe rephrase that. Sisi kama Kenyans, even other nationalities, hatunaga shida nao. Like ukienda South Africa, wajue where you are from Kenya, kuna people who have a problem with you there. Nacheki, si hatunaga hiyo shit. So with that, I think there's that assumption that the world is fair. And then you go out there and you realize, see, the same thing now, weather. and days and nights. Unajua Kenya tuko na perfect days and nights because of tuko kwa the equator. And this is something that as a kid you never know that even in Africa days and nights are not perfect. Unajua? So sisi tumezoea unamkaga like ikishafika 6 jua inaanza kuenda chini. Alafu 6 in the morning jua inaanza kukurudi. You understand? So we are so used to that.
Like hapo is the typical let's meet sunrise.
Yes.
Because at some places ukienda when it's winter ukiamba let's meet sunrise. See, that's later. Very much later because the days are shorter. So there's nothing that actually interrupts us from the normal day nini light hours and night hours. So
nakumbuka nikiwa SA hiyo time ndo ilisinkin vizuri. Time ilikuwa 8 p.m. SA na I can still see now the sun starting to go down. And they're like damn at 8 p.m. Tukama madhangu ajaienda hizo inchi za nini anaweza shtuka sana. Anaweza shindwa what's happening to the akienda hizo places
ya 4 a.m.
akienda hizo places juu kuna jua 6 months alafu darkness 6 months anaweza nini. Me of course your country siwezi survive. Is it Iceland ama ni Greenland? None of the two. Wagana jua 6 months alafu jua
hizo zenye ziko
jua 6 months alafu darkness 6 months. Mine za cheesy. Like I don't think I can survive without vitamin D for that long. Yani inabidi nazipop kaa sijui ngapi. Nachikile melanin tu imetandika juu ile jua wagaocha kwetu inakutandikaga proper jo. Like ile ina you need melanin kusurvive.
Yeah, because jua yenu ya like 10 a.m.
ulicheki?
Shit, man. Ni jua ya hizi sides za kwetu ya 3:12 p.m. huko. It's scorching hot.
Yeah, so
yeah.
Yeah, so ikikamteo story ya Russia. So of course story ya Russia tulibonga na Duncan Chege. And after Duncan Chege a few kulikuwa na ile report nilibaki nimereact to a certain report ya Washington Post. Yes. And after through your report I've been able to talk to other Kenyans who are in Russia, sindio? And kuna wale wanasema watakuja like as a group because they feel like alafu you'll see they are all consistent. They all talk about drones. So you can't say it's bullshit. Hakuna msana bonga juu ati a Russia nini a Ukrainian soldier shot at me. What any drones?
Taking taking a gun into a drone fight.
Yes. Alafu nambwa unafaa kufight hiyo drone hivyo. Sasa hiyo umepelekwa kwa war haiko.
You're told to shoot you aim at the drone.
Yes. Then the next day what do you see? You see your president and your CS for labor talking shit telling you the way tafuteni kazi hata kama kazi ipatikani Kenya ipatikane place yoyote. Alafu najua ukitaka kujua ni third world mediocrity where try to imagine a president telling their citizens that they need to go to other countries to look for jobs. Do you know how failed you have to be as a president to tell your citizens like, you know what, I failed. Nika kuambia wife wako like enda keja ingine ukadinyo because I can't satisfy you.
Or even nini zile za kids and then kwa neighbor mkule mkam.
Yes.
And so that's what because sisi ni watoto wake.
Yeah,
metaphorically speaking, but and then place ingine cause me I cannot take care of you.
Afu najua
and wakiswea you najua unasemaga like I'm going to protect each and every life of any Kenyan whether you voted for me or not because that's your mandate. And kuna vitu and it's so simple. Just improve sectors.
Yes.
If kama ni railway system improve it, kuna employment. Kama ni hospital improve them. Kama ni build better schools. Kama ni industries expand them.
Yes.
Hakuna rocket science. Kama ni easy irrigation scheme, as in, let taxpayers money be used accordingly before we even move to like hizi mega structures zenye we talk about kwa manifesto.
Yes.
And like a few things hapa hivi like trying to control hata imenes ya nduthi na nini is going to take employment. Implementing taxing systems
is going to take
like nini Talanta stadiums like if you have 3-4 na the way we are idle kuna msiata discover hata whatever because it's just that simple.
Me I see the job opportunities. I won't lie to you. Umecheki size area. Umecheki area vile now it's a swimming pool. Umecheki barabara ni swimming pool.
Yeah.
Someone needs to deal with
January.
that. Those are jobs. unajua kitu moja unibambaga na Africa ni tunabilivigi jobs ni construction. Repair is not a job.
Yes,
Maintenance is not a job. Job is building from scratch. Maintenance is not a job. That's why we have potholes and we have people at home jobless. Now hizi potholes, we have people breaking rules left, right and center. So all you need to do is find people. Najua hivyo, make breaking rules so uncomfortable that people stop breaking rules. Start with cars. Shamaliza na magari, ingia kwa boda. You'll always have enough money to pay people as long as there's no corruption. Nacheki. So unaangalia hapa kuna swimming pool hapa nje. Ile nje ingine main iko na swimming pool. Ilikuwa na sewage, at least somehow I think they sealed the sewage. Vile nyumba ilianguka, maybe iliangukia hiyo sewage. Injia ingine yangu ni sewage. Remember this is a middle class neighborhood.
Yeah.
So every time kuna time hata musikiaga guilty because
even a privileged person, you're not supposed to see your own shit.
Yeah, you're not supposed to see your own shit.
You flash it alafu napata na uko mbele.
So tunaona hivyo. Alafu vile nasemaga everywhere unaenda kuna potholes. There's no one maintaining shit. And then all you hear is that your governor has become an overnight billionaire. Your president is right now close either a dollar billionaire. Let's say a dollar billionaire. Because at least maybe trillionaire, maybe in so to push too fast. But at least he's a dollar billionaire. And everything, they have to benefit with everything. Then you hear we are selling Safaricom and there's no competitive bidding. So you know that someone is benefiting somewhere. We are privatizing Kenya Pipeline. Now to privatize Kenya Pipeline, I think Uganda is going to end up with more shares than Kenya. Najivo, Kenya Pipeline. Vile saizi iko. Uganda itaenda ikiwa a majority shareholder than Kenya. In Kenya Pipeline. And then this president is insisting on Singapore. You're like, what the fuck? Jana kuna hiyo reaction video nilidu about kazi maju. Kwa sababu meiwatch wamenotice kuna nani ama kuna a house help wa Kenya akiwataki. Akipigwa kofi kwa hao. Kuna after kuinterview wale wasewa kazi maju wasewa walikuwa nafaa kuenda Dubai au kuenda. See, they have their friends in Dubai. Kuna wa Kenya walikuwa Dubai wamepelekwa history ya kazi maju wamerushwa out of an apartment because the rent has not been paid. Sa hiyo Tour goes on TV to claim that someone called him from Dubai and told him he has a job ya boda boda where he's making 120,000 shillings. It's bullshit. And we know it's bullshit. Nacheki. But to me, the level of cluelessness. Kuna leo nimecheki ubuda naitwa Mturi. Mturi was talking about how he does not understand how the president goes to dance while giving people 22,000 shillings. Yes? And when you think about these 22,000 shillings, if you collect it and you turn it into, if you take that whole amount of money, you can create few jobs, but few jobs that can zineza za other jobs. But giving individuals 22,000 shillings in a country where people have been so hopeless for so long that some are now battling demons kama alcoholism.
Yes.
I said this and I'll stick to it. Out of every 100 people you give 22,000 shillings, I can guarantee you 99 are going to waste. Kuna lota waste in the first day, but by the end of the first month, out of 100 people mepatia, only one will still be in business. All the rest itakuwa ni raha. Sindio? Remember, this man is uninsured. It's inatoka unsecured. So how the fuck are you going to recover an unsecured loan? Are you going to arrest this person and take him to jail? So you're basically giving handouts, and you're giving handouts in a country that cannot afford to give handouts. There are so many jobs in this country, it's ridiculous. Mtu zionaga. And then you see the level of incompetence, where I was talking about the fact that in developed countries out okay wanasema this is the amount of jobs we've created this month. Ruto has never come out with that figure. The only thing he'll tell us is about construction, never maintenance. Who's supposed to maintain these roads? Nacheki. And everywhere you go, it's the same bullshit. Hakuna kitu ina maintainio. And vitu zinazeeka, then you hear we need a whole overhaul. The overhaul happens, they make money, and then we go back to the same bullshit. Same bullshit. Mpaka inakuwaga, I think inakuwaga ni hii country inaweza kudepress. Yeah.
So cause even vile unasema ati overhaul if there's any maybe stalled project,
yes,
the reason as to why they do not they do not finish. It's because wesi umetoka position fulani.
Yes.
You want to leave it in such a deplorable condition that umse mwingine atapata a lot of shell companies that were attached to even maybe the construction ama tenda fulani. So we ukitake over office, you know mana they take photos wameshake atini handover.
Yes.
Handover ni ile nikusema like, yes, I'm giving you this office but you're still going to need me. That's why you see, even look at the cases of MCAs. Mtu ametoka MCA alafu bado kwa committee ya county government. Ako kwa ministry of finance ama sijui ako vila lingi hapo alijieka kwa roads construction ama health ama wapi. So even the new guys have to work with the old guys. And unapata what the sick part ni, if there is money being allocated to complete your project, most of the project hufandiwa 100% all over again. So you have to feed these people. Now we have how many governments since inaitwaje since devolution? That's 2013, 17, 22. We're heading to the fourth one. How many people say? I'm sure kuna watu bado walikuwa 2013 were still benefiting from the kickbacks. Zenye sasa wataenda 14 years later. So there's no hope
without taxes. First of all, your freaking taxes are the reason why all the governors in Kenya are basically billionaires. All of them. Najivo? That's because of your taxes. Because the taxes, already Kenya collects enough taxes. Anyone who tells you that we don't collect enough taxes is full of shit. The reason why Ruto is a billionaire is because of your taxes. The reason why all like ukiangalia ile parliament, everyone is a billionaire is because of taxes. So shut the fuck up about taxes. We have enough taxes. No one has a problem na taxes. But now, as I keep saying, let's not tax people more. Mina kuambia we can bring sanity on Kenyan roads and create enough jobs just through fines. Through fines peke yake. Kuna time tuko na hii raya inaitwa Ian na tuko na robo. Nakunga I think your time tuko na robo. Nikikwambia like check any like speed sign in Kenya and you'll find
kwa expressway.
You'll find no one follows.
Kumeandikwa 60.
60. Ulicheki?
Sisi we were doing 80.
Ulicheki la tulipitwa?
Yeah. Of course.
Hakuna mtu fuata and hizo signs ziko there for a reason.
Guys were doing 120. Average was 100.
Jana kuna msali fly kutoka nini? Kutoka expressway ati huko karibu na museum. Akaanguka huko chini. Kuna ninja ile fly jo.
So he missed a corner. So akaenda tu.
Why? Because everyone is speeding. Kuna reason why some engineer sat down and was like, unajua hapa kunafaa kuwa 60. Then hapa endelea. Hapa inafaa kuwa 20. Unapata hata kwa expressway kuna areas za 20. Uliza fala wa Kenya hapa muuchapaga 140. Yes, and then miss jakataza, but time I find you. How do I find you? Because that money I'm going to use that to keep these other roads smoother huku chini, and apart from that a Kenyan is going to get a job because there's a Kenyan who has to sit there either holding ile shit ya speed hivi. If I have to literally put msee na zile speed nonga ile kitambo vile wasol kuna there are always jobs. That's number one. Number two, building ile collapse hapa hii area.
Yes.
Unajua construction ishaanza nyuma hiyo mabati unasikia tup. Have you heard that story anywhere? Ishaenda chini ya maji. Those people bribed most probably, sindio? And when that building collapsed, there should be fines. No, of course that's not going to happen.
Like I think 2 guys lost their lives. Were they 2?
Yes. No one is going to do anything. Sinakwambia, we live in a country of no consequences.
So
this is money to be made by the city. Every time a building collapses, the fines need to be so ridiculous.
So pia story ili collapse too.
Yeah. The story itself also collapsed. Nacheki? Yeah. Kuna huu fala uitwa Alex Mashari. I actually literally challenged this dude to come for a debate. Claimed he's outside Nairobi. Anyone who talks on the internet, just shut the
Keyboard
fuck up,
warriors.
Najua. Like we sit down with anyone. Alafu this dude, to everyone, he's always like everyone knows nothing except here. Najua. Challenge this dude. I was like, yeah, najua, instead of always talking shit to your side, kuja hivi. But one thing naweza kuambia, one thing about third world countries is job opportunities, and you see these job opportunities everywhere. And I'll give an example that a lot of people won't like, but in example nilionaga tukiwa na Mr. K4. think I told you this shit. One of the rarest things niliona. Okay, let me start with my first world trip. My first world trip ilikuwaga ni Netherlands, yes? Tulifika around plane, I think it land 5 a.m. This is the first time nishambiaga say this was before. We're just squeezing nowadays. Doors are automatic. So we all know how automatic doors happen. Unakaribia ina.
The glass ones, yes.
This is 2007. Doors are not automatic in Kenya. There is someone at the door. Nimeenda kwa airport, nimeland peke yangu. Then I'm walking towards the exit and no one is opening for me. Nikienda kusema excuse me, gate ka open. First lesson in. Then nikatoka nje, naangalia nje naona taxis ni Benzes, BMWs, VWs, najua. First of all, I'm surprised. Naingia Benz.
Utachajiwa mo.
Yes. Nikaingia kwa this Benz, whatever. I start moving and I see people cleaning the streets and it makes no sense to me. Wasi wana scrub barabara. Like barabara ina scrubiwa. These are jobs. Nacheki, the first world teaches you a lot of shit. Then that same day ndio niko na dem flani lingiaga. So mesikiza iko nini long enough na kunkaya mupatia na history. Dem alingia na viatu zake akakanyaga kiti.
She did like this.
Yes. Niko like shit, I'm in a different part of the world. So that surprised me. Another thing that surprises me, years later, 2024, tuko na Mr. K4, hizo sides Jersey. It starts raining. Weather states were on some bullshit. Weather yetu inakuwaga very predictable. We forget about that. So it starts raining. Kumirain. Barabara zikapata maji kidogo, nikazika flood. Lunchtime ikafika, tumetoka na this dude. Tunafind wase wakisak maji kutoka kwa barabara. Namuuliza like, what the hell is happening? Like, they're clearing the floods. I'm like, what the fuck? For us, we let Jesus clear that. Those are jobs. When you start thinking about all this shit that they do, these are jobs. Na hiyo maji kisakiwa, inaenda pahali alafu itakliniwa. Najua? Sisi maji uvjaa kila pahali. We waste it. You all see, these are jobs. And
we put
how
names.
do you make this money? Is by fighting corruption, making sure all the money that's supposed to go to the county goes to the county. I tell you, katikati ya Nairobi, there are people who own parking spots katikati ya Nairobi.
Mawochi.
Raya kujaga
He was telling
tao.
us that. Ni Robert Alai when he was here. Maybe you can refer to the episode. Mseu
kujaga at 5 a.m. analipia parking stano. Alafu hizi parking stano mezilipia 1,500 shillings. Every car that comes in and out inamlipa 100 shillings. So his 1,500 shillings at the end of the day, he'll go even with 10K. This 8,500 shillings that he's taken, that's the city that has lost that money. You have to stop that bullshit. These are jobs. So we have a situation whereby individuals benefit, the masses lose, but when you tell an asshole that Nairobi has enough money, you don't need to even increase taxes. You just need everyone
to manage the tax.
To play their role. Unasikia ati haujui kilo naongea, people are full of shit. Like, and that's the reason why we'll always have these clowns. Cheki, angalia Boni decides to run for president, yes? Do you think he stands a chance? He's my friend. I don't think he stands a chance.
He won't stand a chance.
Murara alidu video flani leo akisema, I think nimona ya Murara leo, when Murara is saying Kenyans don't want change. Kenyans don't want change. Kenyans will want a thug. And then after we want the thug, when the thug does what a thug does, Rayas go, let's go to the streets. When you say like, I'm not ready to die, you're like, oh, you're a coward. Mnachikio generation yenyu ya inakuwaga nini? Nyima millennials na nini mnatuzia uoga. Fuck you. Mina kuambia, chagua someone else who you won't need to go to the streets. But if you elect a thug, the thug will thug. Nacheki. So I think you know nakuwaga like Kenyan shit. Alafu when you call out the bullshit, because this is what's going to happen next year. Most probably, the 97% chance ni Ruto na come. Sindio, na Rudi. Ruto's for Rudi, this other 3%, it's going to be a Kalonzo. And what's going to happen? Extrajudicial killings are going to continue. Thuggery is going to continue. All this other bullshit that happens is going to continue. Yes?
Why 97 point something % for Ruto?
Why? Number one, he's an incumbent. Incumbents in Africa don't lose. Number two, people
he's a typical incumbent.
Yes. Number two, many people are not registering to vote. I know in March tutaona if people are going to come out to register to vote. Number 3, 2024 happened too soon. So by the time nafika 2027 anger ishaanza kwenda chini. Nachiki. That's what happens in nature. Like you will be angry and then you become less and less angry. If the elections were happening in 2024, 100% he'd have lost. 2025 maybe. 2026, 2027 there's enough time for enough people. Alafu sasa shida the other side ni it's the same tribal narrative. You see, if it was alafu pia the main reason why Ruto anaweza rudi like 97% is Kenyans don't want change. If you are ready to sit down with Kenyans and ask them, do you actually want change? We don't want change. We just want your video ya Morara explains it better. Ni vile siwezi like kicheza nini. So there's that. Ikonini, najua mwaka ni mpya lakini injili ni ile LemFi. So kama uko US, uko UK, uko Canada ama uko the UAE na unatry kutuma do Kenya, baki umechangamka, ingia LemFi, utabaki umepata the most competitive rates. Lakini apart from that, on your first transaction ya $100 or more, utapata $20 sign up reward. So unangoja nini? Baki umechangamka, chap ingia LemFi. LemFi, international payments for everyone. Ikonini. Then look at the average salary in Amsterdam and then look at the average salary in Nairobi. You'll see why you can't use that as an excuse. And I'd also need to check if the Amsterdam budget is actually 10 billion. That's one thing I'd want to know, if it's actually that. Because considering that how small Netherlands is. Because Amsterdam, when you look at Amsterdam through the eyes of other stuff, like after seeing airport here, Dubai, and seeing airport here, Qatar, and then seeing the bunch of airports in Leona States, Amsterdam looked really average to me. Now in hindsight, I remember the first time I saw your Schiphol airport, I was so wowed. But after kuona hizi zingine zote nianza kuiangalia, like, oh shit, this shit is actually average as fuck. Nacheki. So, but I think hizi story zote zinakuwaga excuse, budget. So, this is the actual reason. Tuangalia hivi. Nairobi County, sindio? Kuna hizi licenses mtu anafaa kuget for every step that you make. These licenses unaweza zi bypass through corruption. Tulisikia a situation whereby allegedly a lot of apartments that were built Kilimani, the reason why Kilimani there's not enough water is county officials were being given whole floors. So Chinese anamwambia
for approving
yes
the big constructions of
yes tuende back to coast ushaisikiaga jo ile kuna ile building moja ile ya coast ile
ukiingia town now
yes hatutataja but a government official right now who's in the government wanted ni penthouse hiyo place mwenye hiyo place alisema and this dude said hautaimaliza hiyo nyumba. That's why hiyo nyumba ijaimalizwa mpaka leo. So that's the reality ya Kenya. People make it seem like Kenya has enough money. Like when you think about it, muiangaliaga hivi. Like look at Kenya as an individual. Yes? And look at yourself as an individual and look at how your income will change vitu in your life. You'll notice that during Moi we used to collect very few taxes. Yes? During Kibaki,
the one who used to collect.
Yes, during Kibaki we started collecting more taxes and we saw a little change. But even with this little change, you'd hear all this grand corruption. Ask yourself, is all this money? Ikikam to kitu kama this thing, what is it called? This shit that happened, Eurobond, where we lost, I think, over 500 billion. Try to imagine what 500 billion would do for Kenya. But someone would rather justify it and be like, you know what, we don't pay enough taxes. Nacheki. So when you have half the country thinking like that these fuckers who are stealing, if you pay more they'll steal less ama they'll stop stealing. Of course they'll keep stealing.
Like there's a very simple change yenye imehappen tao ukiangalia like pedestrian paths zimekuwa hizi ma cabros and stuff like that.
Yeah.
For which that's not a lot of money but it's an improvement to the sidewalks, the pavement that you are used to. Kama hii area archives ukiingia na Ludhuli and then now hii area yote ya like our square now.
Yes.
Side ya tombo ya statue. So it's and they look neat and all. And guys are wild. Na najua this is a drop in the ocean with the county's budget of what they can do. So we've not been subjected to actually tax working for us.
Yeah.
Do you know how we see taxes? And they come back in form of rallies, like the way Ruto is doing, like embezzled
Yes, that
cash.
nyota bullshit.
Yes. So the fact that sisi we believe that personally you actually see money being handed over to you.
And you think
But that's money that could have been
used for the collective
yes,
good.
Used for the collective good.
Yes.
They could have lit the cities. Siku hizi nakwambia kuna area wezi pitia na ni uptown. There are middle class environments where it's also too dark. Remember, you almost knocked someone. Sides ni Aguin sama. You can't see shit. It's too dark. So, and new mentality tunasema ni thugs, and I'll keep repeating it. The minute we started, kuangalia elections kama ni vita between two people. Farasi ni wawili na sijui ni nini. And unaona like your tribe must win because we are all divided amongst tribal lines. So unaona this guy who has the death certificate stands better chance. Kama he defeated death, he can defeat this other person. So yeye akiingia hapo, kwa nini asichukue every floor in your city? Kwa nini asiende anyakue land alafu si kuna mse sahi kuna mse mwenye analima ni mzee alikuwa ananishow, a friend of his. Alikuwa very successful wheat farmer. Now there's this new family that siku hizi yeye ndio iko na shell companies na nini. He was thrown out of business because sasa wheat lazima iende ya umse kwanza.
Yeah.
So nyi wengine mnajipata mnatafuta tu mpenyo zingine or maybe lowering your price ama mnaambia grade yenu si poa. So ina rot. So that's the price you pay for choosing a thug, choosing mse wa kuflex, choosing mse mwenye akona questionable income kuingia pale hivyo kwa ballot and ticking him. So unless now we re-educate ourselves on actually picking the weak people.
Ulicheki last week on Sunday, Ruto stood up in a church and said he's going to donate 50 million. And no one finds that to be weird. No one finds that, like, you can just stand up and be like, you know what, donate 50 million. Then the same week, clips zinatoka from Baringo, where it is stronghold. Watu wana learn kame kaliamawe. Why? Of course, religion is religion is the opium ya the masses, yes. But kitu kuna mse hapa na bongajia Botswana kuwa poor country. Kitu moja unibambaga na waseni ukisikia the whole thing about Botswanans, like right now Botswana is starting to move. See, kuna ule mse wa Harvard. The first thing alisema, don't call me His Excellency. He does not want that bullshit.
I want an excellent job.
Ulicheki this one, Susan Hahumicha. Amwambieni Her Excellency and all that bullshit. This dude, Botswana tulisikiaje, when you reach a certain age, you get a piece of land next to the city and you get a piece of land orchard. Sindio? So when you talk about poor, what are we talking about? We're talking about poor when we think about buildings and what, urban development, yes? Botswana will get there. I think if they keep electing such characters, they'll get there. Sindio? Because one of the things ila alisema ni saizi anataka story pia za kukab corruption. So he's been talking the good talk. I've not followed up to see what he's doing. But Botswana, one thing that they have that we don't have, at least is electoral integrity. The way they count votes.
Yeah, niko nasema they might be poor in everything, but they are going to catch up.
Yes.
Very fast because they are rich in integrity.
Yes.
As in tumeenda nini fulani hapo documentary kunaitwa
I don't remember what it was called, but yes, we watched a documentary about Botswana
by the African perspective.
Yeah. So
wana count votes, wanaziacha kwa meza. Kaunenge kanaingia nasema let us stop hapa hivi and then tuishie tukule turudi, and they still find the ballots
there. No one tampers with them,
so they get the leaders that they deserve.
Yes.
And what is the result of that? If you get a leader that you deserve, he owes you. He wants to show you like, okay, Nisa, you put me in this position.
Yes.
I'm going to work for you. But sasa if if you just allow kimse tu anamwambia unajua you know what's the talk, some bullshit talk inakuanga hapa, mnajua sasa tulitumia pesa mingi kwa campaign. Mimi nilisikia hivyo, nimezisikia sana around nini mpaka tunawapatianga grace period like acha kwanza ingie akalie kiti vizuri. Unakalia kiti vizuri no you've been elected by the people, it's constitutional.
So liskelo ujinga ya nani atuoli jana kisema that 10 years is not enough, and there are a lot of Kenyans who think like that 10 years is not enough.
Exactly, yeah.
10 years is not enough if you're spending part of that time ukiwa jiagari. Ukitaka kujua how much the presidential job can beat you up, look at Ruto. If you look at Ruto, do you think he's aged ever since he started working? I don't think he's aged. If you look at Uhuru aliingia kame yuko slim akatoka kame nona. Look at Obama alitoka pale kame zeeka. Acheki. That's how much when you're doing your job. But if you're always on top of some freaking car, of course you're not going to age. If you're always there thinking about if Stefano Ricci has released the latest shirt,
which famous designer has died in Italy.
Because one thing ile nimeka mkulan like juu ya hizi problems zetu, they can be solved if mse kama Mr. Beast anaweza kuja na digs juu how many boreholes in 1 week and solve a water problem for a whole school and you know all that shit, that where we end up with some white savior saving us. So there's that. But if you just look at the comments and you see how much wase wanatetea corruption, and unachiki mse hapa mse unaexpect aseme corruption ni haram, because they are justifying corruption and saying the way a country can develop with corruption. Nacheki. You think about such bullshit because people think about corruption like moja nani alisemaga this dude ira yako ni nani Caswell, before Caswell joined the other side, ukasema corruption is genocide, and corruption is genocide. Corruption is, people underestimate these billions that are stolen. This can change so many lives. Nacheki. But they are stolen. They're individuals in the pockets of individuals. But let's justify that and say, okay. Sorry, Anani, I think one of the reasons why ili nitouch because I knew it, you know. And then the fact that at the end of October, and I was there thinking like, damn, if this dude was an Iko Nini fan, if he'd have gone at least knowing that he was going to be put into war. The same thing, nimechekiwa say kama nini vile, so jua us wanadanganywa ati there's a signing bonus of $13,000, yes? And a lot of them are requesting for it. They want that $13,000 ya Russia because they think it's actually real. But the $13,000 is not real. That's just to get you to Russia, put you, kupatia a gun, put you in the front line so that you die.
You saw that guy who was armed with with an explosive. He was tied with an explosive.
Yeah, in Kenya. Yeah.
And then Anambua, like, he's been threatened. That was so inhumane.
But they don't think we are human.
They don't. Actually, they don't. Me, I'm not. Was I surprised? Okay, I've watched Nini. Even Americans kids, Kwa movies how they treat these people as villains. And they are their fellow white people.
Yeah.
Wanajuanga, these are not people you want to fuck with. You know, they are cold as the weather there. So, and I've actually seen some posts that you come my way. Then you wakisema like on how they view us.
Yes.
When I saw that, I wasn't surprised. I was sad now. It's one of our like
in
he
Kenya.
Didn't have yes, as in he was aided to go there.
Yes.
He was promised that it's greener on the other side. This is someone who didn't even wish for that. You know, if it was if I see police wa Kenya wakifanywa hivyo Haiti, that's different because they are trained and they actually knew they were going to war.
Yeah.
Sindio? Wameenda peacekeeping mission. So there are things that come with
the territory.
Yes, with war-torn countries. You expect stuff like that. Hata ukisikia these Al-Shabaab guys wameenda wameshika some nini and then they release some videos. It comes with the territory and even in the line of work. But this is someone who didn't even want to. Alikuwa anaenda kufanya kazi zingine and then sahi amekuwa fixed in a situation.
Frontline, man.
In the front line.
Ujota
He's
kitu
forced to
moja
do it.
unajua one thing vile watu sahau hata wase kama sisi like you can go there as a podcaster alafu isemekane cheki isemekane unajua unaweza trapiwa let's say umepoka podcaster alafu ukwe kuna zile appetite ya kaloma kadem kakuje pale kumbe dem amewekwa kuset up alafu ambwe either jail sentence ama uende war utaenda war unajua you think you wouldn't go you'll go to war because you lied to yourself that maybe I might survive unajua and it's messed up man. It's messed up yeah unazaenda alafu unajua so because I think sometimes waseonagi hiyo reality that umse alitoka Kenya Duncan left Kenya knowing he was going to be a driver and when you come to think about it Russia the signs are not in English they're in Russian so you can't actually be a driver in Russia when you come to think about it unajua hizi vitu zote mchikiga at least China wanakuwekeaga hiyo sign kitu ya Chinese alafu wanakuwekea letters Russia kuna zile tu is this Russian so you have to figure out how to read Russian unajua hiyo whatever
then ni zao zinakanga show stickers
yes
like
so you look at all these things but I also musamaga unajua desperation desperation is a motherfucker unajua like it's you can't know what you do if you're desperate but now right now you have the information you know that you're being lied to you won't get paid you're going to be put in the front line so if you have a death wish sawa enda Russia if you don't have a death wish don't go to Russia it's just one of those where